So now we're going to be discussing the movie of the year, the movie event of the year, Avatar by James Cameron. Here's a clip for that. Okay, so as I said before, this is the biggest movie of the year, probably the flagship 3D movie. Like when you think about 3D movies, 14 years from now, we're going to go, oh, Avatar. Of course, this was a kind of a controversial movie because it was included in the 10 nominations for Best Picture. Some people thought it was deserved, some people didn't. But now we're months away from all of that. The Oscars have come and gone, and now we can just kind of look at it as what it is. It was a blockbuster and a sci-fi action movie. And as a sci-fi action movie, I thought it was decent, not super original, but I had fun.
Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely an enjoyable one.
Yeah.
I had some problems with the dichotomy of it. It's really, really bad guy, really good guys. You know, it was just like a horrible Disney plot. Trying to age it to an appropriate level was, it seemed really forced. But
I'll go into the plot a little bit.
Oh yeah, I guess we can.
Basically, what this movie is about is you have a man named Jake Sully who is a paralyzed Marine veteran who gets sent to this other planet called Pandora, where they are mining this alternative fuel source rock called adamantium or something to that effect. And there's an indigenous tribe of blue alien cat people called the Na'vi, and there's this program called the Avatar program, which the scientists plug themselves into a computer matrix-like, and they can, their souls or their mind inhabits these Na'vi bodies that they can walk around in. And now that he has legs again and can kind of run around and jump around in the jungle, he becomes very in love with this Na'vi culture, and he starts to understand nature and the soul and blah, 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 hippie, blah, blah, blah. We've seen this plot 1,000 times. This is Ferngully in space. This is Pocahontas in space. This is Dances with Wolves in space. This is Last Samurai in space.
This is totally Pocahontas in space. Nailed it.
This is a little bit of Star Wars still in space. But I did have fun. I thought the visuals were good. Obviously, that's what everyone talks about. And watching the movie again, especially on a small screen, not in 3D, I was still impressed by the visuals. Actually, I think I was more impressed with it 2D than I was 3D because it felt a little bit more realistic. Some of the facial expressions, especially of the 3D or of the CGI, has, I think, been the closest to looking real probably ever. And the action sequences were a lot of fun. But yeah, in the end, it did feel fairly generic. And as you said earlier, the characters were very, very shallow. They were good guy and bad guy, and pretty much nothing in the middle.
Yeah, very, very stereotyped with nothing to stereotype. It seemed really odd about that. But it was a good movie. A little bit drawn out, but I mean, you're still entertained through the whole thing. I mean.
I thought, considering it being a 2.5-hour movie, it was really well paced.
Yeah, I mean, you go from a little bit of love stories to some action to some learning, and it keeps a good fluid motion through it all, and keeps you entertained. And then you get to the big war scene, and you go get some popcorn because that is too long.
Yeah.
But I can still see why it's the biggest movie of the. Now has it replaced Titanic as the #1 movie of all time?
Yeah, it made its $500 million back.
Nice. So it was good. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, it wasn't terribly original. I gave it a B-.
Oh yeah, gave it a B- as well.
Yeah. And that's, I don't think it really deserved the Oscar, but it didn't win.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of obvious that they threw that in there as a nomination to get more people to watch the Oscars. Yeah. Because the viewership has been kind of low as of lately, and it's good to, people tend to watch if they have a film to root for, and since everyone saw this 1,000 times, they would definitely tune in for that. So I think that's our show for today.